as you know, I go on a lot of treks for CoppaFeel.
You do, yeah.
I also spend a lot of time walking around Disney World.
Two very different things.
Two very different things, very different outcomes.
Yeah, exactly.
However, one thing I've realised that gets me through both of those is a bum bag. Or if you're in America, a fanny pack.
A fanny pack, yeah.
Yeah. I just absolutely love them. You know, I love a backpack.
Yeah.
But there's something about having things immediately there.
Yes, you'd love to be a kangaroo.
I would love it. I mean, you know, if anything, they kind of waste their pouch abilities by just putting their Joey in there.
Pouchability is a word. and if it's not a word, there has to be a word. Pouchability. Do you know what I mean? Look at the pouchability on it. But it looks like I'd love to put my hand in with the permission.
Yes, obviously.
But to put my hand in the pouch, I think it would be lovely.
Yeah.
But you'd have to be so certain that the kangaroo likes you. But I imagine it's just a lovely, comfy.
It's like sitting in a nice warm,
Yeah,
fluffy
yeah,
blanket.
exactly. It's a bit like, you know, if you're lucky enough, if you've ever met anyone whose parents had an Aga, and then you go around their house and you get to put your hand on the Aga in a winter day. God, that's a feeling. So what is it about the bum bag?
I just love it. I
Just
always
that you have instant access.
Instant access to the things that you have to be thoughtful, like mindful when you're packing what's in your backpack, what's in your bum bag.
What's the difference?
Well, your backpack you're gonna have to stop to take that off and to rummage through it. Whereas bum bag is literally
Jelly beans.
phone, jelly beans, tissues, wipes, lip seal. Hand sanitizer, it's that stuff you just need straight away.
Yeah.
I'm really selling it, aren't I?
No. I kind of, but there's not much fun in there. It's very kind of.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Actually, it's very practical.
And then kind of like when you're doing those big treks, do you have those? You know, when you do like a marathon or something, and you have the kind of power gels and all that. Have you ever had those? The electrolytes?
No.
They're
so
right.
I put some electrolytes in my water.
I see.
Yeah, so
right.
I'm constantly sipping on that throughout the day.
Yeah.
But no, I just have pure sweets. And I know that sometimes we, in the treks, when it comes to the kit list, it says snacks. And some people go pure health, and they'll bring the nuts and all the different protein bars.
Yeah, you don't want to walk with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Some days you just need a handful of sweets.
Yeah,
You need some Skittles.
Yes, you do. Who are you, for the benefit of people that don't know,
Yes.
what is the Copperfield Trek?
The Copperfield Trek is something that I've been doing since 2017, and they existed before, but basically I did one in Oman in 2017, and I've basically not stopped. We every year we take a group of trekkers, 120 trekkers, and we take them somewhere for a big old walk. It's challenging. It's really tough, and we have some captains involved, and we raise lots of money for CoppaFeel, and we raise awareness. And the biggest thing about the whole thing is raising awareness. And some of the people,
CoppaFeel is.
Let's go back to there. Yeah, CoppaFeel.
It's a breast cancer charity.
Yeah, it's a breast cancer awareness charity targeting younger people, but really it's all about getting to know your body, whatever age you are, and knowing if something changes. And a lot of the people on the trek would have had a breast cancer diagnosis, which when you see them all together, you're just like, before I started working with CoppaFeel, I would never have thought that anyone in that group could possibly ever have been diagnosed with breast cancer. My view before I met Chris, who was the founder, was that breast cancer was something that happened to older women, always women, older women, and it was always a lump. Then I met Chris, and that obviously got blown out of the water. First of all, your age doesn't really come into it. Younger people can get breast cancer. Men can get breast cancer. 400 men a year in the UK are diagnosed with breast cancer. And there are just so many other signs and symptoms. You're not just looking for a lump, and the fact that, your breast tissue goes up to your collarbone, to your armpit. You're looking for thickening in the tissue, dimpling, puckering, inverted nipple discharge. Like, there's so many other symptoms. And if you want to find out more, then go to copperfield.org. But there are so many symptoms, and so many of them are embarrassing, right? If you've got a crusty nipple or skin that's gone a bit, gone a bit different on, the skin that's changed on your breast tissue, on your breast, then going to the doctor about that it can be embarrassing for people. So they kind of put it off, going, I'll just put some cream on it, it'll be fine. But it's so important that you go and get checked out. Chris was 22 when she first had her first symptoms. And she went to the doctor and was instantly dismissed and told it was hormonal. She was too young. It wasn't going to be anything, just hormonal. And she was about to go travelling. So she went off travelling, came back 8 months later, still had the symptoms and they'd increased, they got worse. So she went back to the doctors, saw a different doctor, and that doctor said, oh no, I totally agree, nothing to worry about, it's just hormonal. Then her mum marched her back to the doctors and said, you've got to refer her to a breast specialist. So she then did that and then got told that she had breast cancer. A week later, she found out that it was stage 4. So she lived with breast cancer for 15 years.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Extraordinary. And she started CoppaFeel so that no one else would be in the position that she's in. Because early detection is everything. You know, we will never know what would have been different had Chris have been taken, not seriously, but had the doctor taken a different path and just gone and got her, you know, sent her to the breast clinic at that point 8 months earlier. We'll never know. But Chris's thing was, you know, I think so many of us grow up with this idea of what breast cancer looks like, what a breast cancer patient looks like, or someone who's diagnosed with it looks like. And actually, we need to get rid of that and know our bodies and not get embarrassed about the fact that, oh, I've got to go to the doctor with this because it could save your life.
I remember one of the things that really, they had this genius thing that they did where they had a way of checking your breasts on a shower gel bottle. I was just thinking, oh, so clever. Because, but that's what was so impressive about Chris and all the guys, that they were thinking really like, sort of logically of like, right, okay, you're in the shower, you know. So that's her, you know, her legacy definitely is, you know, profound. There's also a documentary if anyone wants to watch it. It's on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, living every second.
She's an incredible lady. So that must feel, I mean, now it kind of, I guess, feels even more special.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the treks they've grown so much. We'd had one in 2021 that was in Scotland, and it was the first trek that we'd done in the UK. It was meant to be in the UK because usually it was always abroad. And we had so many people apply, and which I found interesting because I always thought, oh, but people want to apply because it's far away, and you know, there's another element of the adventure. But actually, so many people applied, and when we were talking to people about it, for some people who had a breast cancer diagnosis, were maybe still on active treatment, they liked the idea that they could just walk into a hospital. They could tap into the NHS. They could speak to their oncologist.
Of course,
Travel insurance is a really big problem.
Yeah.
So there's so many obstacles. But also for other people that haven't had a diagnosis, sometimes getting on a plane to go somewhere and feeling like you're further away from home is just too much.
Yeah.
So in 22, we started doing 2 treks a year. So one usually in June is in the UK, and then one between September and November is abroad. We usually walk for about 5 days. And then now we've added in 2 single days as well. So one's for alumni, so anyone that past trekkers can come back and we'll have a little reunion. And this year we had one in September that was open to everyone, and they'd either do a half or a full marathon in the Peak District.
And where is the one in November this year?
The Himalayas.
So what are you putting in your bum bag for that?
Loads of sweets.
A gurkha?
I will get a little Ziploc bag and put loads of individual sweets in it. I don't want to be worrying about wrappers, basically.
Yes, of course,
so just that kind of dip in, take it out. That'll be my main thing in my bum bag, I would think, and my phone, just so I can take it out and take photos.
Yes. So have you been to the Himalayas before?
We went for Copperfield's 10th birthday, and now it's the 15th birthday. And it's just incredible. And also, what I love about these treks, and we're guided by an amazing organisation called Charity Challenge, who, you know, they're the leaders. They know what they're doing. We have our celeb captains who are incredible and really kind of pick up the vibe and get everyone, you know, excited. Yeah. But it's the leaders who get us places safely.
Yeah, of course.
Essentially. And you end up going to places that you would never go.
What's it like having a piss on a mountain?
It's really freeing. Yeah. And that's the thing that people worry about the most.
Presumably you have to. I was just thinking, but particularly if it's a number 2.
You have to dig a hole.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you ever take your dibber?
You know what? I've never pooed on a mountain.
You've never pooed on a mountain?
No, but I can remember once.
So hang on, you're holding it in for the.
No.
So presumably, when you get down to the bottom of the mountain, everyone's like, "Get away from her! She's about to unload."
I guess it depends.
Landslide!
I guess it depends what your like pooing schedule is. I'm a morning person.
Oh, what's it? And you're only up there for.
Well, I guess you're walking for like 9-10 hours. But I can remember the last time we were in the Himalayas. Actually, I won't say which captain, but I can remember looking down a mountain and seeing her, and she just shouted up, "Gee, I've had my first wild poo!" So we're really giving people
Please tell
all
me
these
who that
moments.
was.
No,
Oh,
no, but there is an amazing
suddenly
thing.
everyone's like, "Who was it?"
Who was it? Looking at the captains. But there is an amazing thing that.
My mind's
especially
eye, it's Judy Finnegan.
Go with that.
Okay, yeah.
There's an amazing thing though, where on the first day, especially
Richard
things
just
like,
boots it. Sorry.
especially going to the toilet, it's a massive thing. Like it's
Yeah.
a massive worry.
Yeah.
And on the first day, you're literally like, I'm just going to go for a wee, and they try and walk a mile in the opposite
Yeah,
direction to
right.
try and like have some privacy. By the final day, everyone's like, I'm going for a wee, and you'll have loads of people just stood on a line, just weeing, looking at the view.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do like a little series of photos called Lou with a View, but then I
Yeah.
keep forgetting. So
That
every
would be good,
Every
though.
time I'm like, I finish, I'm like, I should have taken a photo of the view.
No, but it's a bit like the photo of the kind of workers on the New York skyline where they're eating their sandwiches on the thing. It's a bit like that, but
Yeah.
it's just celebs having a piss on the mountain.